Let us learn about testing of significance between sample proportion and population proportion. Hypothesis testing is a statistical method used to make decisions about population parameters based on sample data. For large sample n greater than or equal to 30, we use the z-test. So this will be large sample and we use the z-test. Proportion test is applied for categorical data like success or failure, yes or no, died or survival. That is, if we are having a binary outcomes, then we go for proportion test. Now let us discuss an example. The fatality rate of typhoid patients is believed to be 17.26%. In a certain year, 640 patients suffering from typhoid were treated in a metropolitan hospital and only 63 patients died. Can you consider the hospital is efficient? So very clearly here we can see our n is equal to 640. So it is greater than or equal to 30. So we have to apply the large sample test, that is z-test we are going to apply. Now in the question it is given, is the fatality rate is believed to be 17.26%. That means it tests the proportions. So now first of all let us have the sample proportion. The sample proportion small letter p is given by 63 divided by 640 and the population proportion capital letter P is nothing else, we have it as 17.26%. So 17.26 by 100 it is equal to 0.1726. So now we are going to test between whether there is a significance difference between P versus capital P. For this one, the first step will be, we will set the H0. H0 is nothing else than null hypothesis. It is a hypothesis of no difference. So it is a default assumption. We will assume there is no significance difference between population proportion and the sample proportion. Then we will set the alternative hypothesis, which is a complementary to the null hypothesis. Usually it will be either a one-tailed or a single-tailed test. In our problem, we are checking whether the hospital is efficient. That means the fatality rate must be the lowest one. That means the sample proportions should be less than 0.1726. Next step is we have to calculate the test statistics. So this one is nothing else, step 1. The next step will be, we will be calculating the test statistics. That is, it is a formula. We are checking whether there is a significance difference between small letter p and capital letter P. So the difference has to come in the numerator, divided by under root of PQ by N. Here this is nothing else, a standard error, where Q is nothing else, it is 1 minus capital letter P. So now let us first calculate Q. Your Q is equal to 1 minus 0.1726, it is equal to 0.8274. Now let us substitute all these values in the formula and we will calculate the value. Z is equal to, it is 0.0984, that is 63 by 64, minus capital letter P is 0.1726 divided by, it is under root of 0.1726 into 0.8274. 74 divided by N is, we got it as 640. So the calculated value will be coming as, your Z is equal to negative 4.96. Using calculator we can calculate the value. Now the next step will be step 3. In step 3 we have to fix the level of significance. The level of significance might be either 1% or 5%. 1% will be a high confidence threshold and 5% will be a standard or a threshold we can keep. So now for our problem, let me keep it as a standard threshold. So Z at 5% for a one-tailed test, as we are having our P is less than 0.1726, it is a one-tailed test. Using the table value, we will be having 1.645. Now the last step will be, we will compare the calculated value with the table. Before calculating the comparing, we have to find modulus of Z. Modulus of Z will be 4.96. So very clearly mod Z is greater than Z at 5%. Therefore, we will conclude that the H naught is rejected. That is, the difference between sample proportion and population proportion is significant at 5% LOS. So we will conclude that the hospital is efficient.